नमस्ते बिटिया। हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। I am JVN Dr. Bharat Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Pathology, Faculty of Homeopathic Sciences, Jyoti Vidyapit, Women's University, Jaipur. Today's topic is pulmonary embolism. Pulmonary embolism is a blockage of the main artery of the lung or one of its branches by a substance that has traveled from elsewhere in the body through the bloodstream, which is also known as embolism. Pulmonary embolism most commonly results from deep vein thrombosis. And what is deep vein thrombosis? A blood clot in the deep veins of the legs or pelvis that breaks off and migrates to the lungs, a process termed venous thromboembolism or VTE. The obstruction of the blood flow through the lungs and the resultant pressure on the right ventricle of the heart leads to the symptoms and signs of pulmonary embolism. The risk of pulmonary embolism is increased in various situations, such as in cancer or prolonged bed rest. Etiology of pulmonary embolism. Pulmonary emboli are more common in hospitalized or bedridden patients, though they can occur in ambulatory patients as well as. The causes are as follows. First is thrombi originating from large veins of lower legs such as popliteal, femoral, and iliac vein are the causes in 95% of pulmonary emboli. Second is less common sources includes thrombi in varicosities of superficial veins of the legs and pelvic veins such as periprosthetic, periovarian, uterine, and broad ligament veins. Now, pathogenesis. The risk factors for pulmonary thromboembolism are stasis of venous blood and hypercoagulable states. Detachment of thrombi from any of the above mentioned sites produces a thromboembolus that flow through venous drainage into the larger veins draining into right side of the heart. If the thrombus is large, it is impacted at the bifurcation of the main pulmonary artery, also known as saddle embolus, or may be found in the right ventricle or its outflow tract. More commonly, there are multiple emboli, or a large embolus may be fragmented into many smaller emboli, which are then impacted in a number of vessels, particularly affecting the lower lobes of lungs. Rarely, a paradoxical embolism may occur by passage of an embolus from right heart into the left heart through arterial or ventricular septal defect. In this way, pulmonary embolism may reach systemic circulation. Consequences of pulmonary embolism. Now we see the consequences of pulmonary embolism. First is sudden death. Second is acute core pulmonary. Third is pulmonary infarction. Fourth is pulmonary hemorrhage. Fifth is complete resolution. And sixth is pulmonary hypertension develops, which leads to the chronic core pulmonale and pulmonary arteriosclerosis. Reference has been taken from Robbins and Corton Pathological Basis of Disease and Textbook of Pathology by Harsh Mohan. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you all enjoy this session. If you have any query, please mention it in comment box. Thank you.